Hey, how's it going? Today I'm going to show you how to start your seeds indoors. It's currently early March for me, zone 5B6. I'm in south central Ontario. It's still cool outside, the snow is melting, the sun is out, but it's the perfect time to start some of your early crops, and because it's Canada, we have a shorter season, so to get ahead of that, we start a lot of our seeds indoors. I want to show you how I started. I have currently on my bench, I have lettuce, kale, spinach, a type of cherry tomato, 2 kinds of peppers, and I have hollyhocks. So it's pretty easy to do. All you need is seeds. And it doesn't really matter where you buy them from. Local is always best. I typically buy mine from one of 2 companies. There is Visay's, which is located in PEI, Canada, or OSC, which I think is the Ontario Seed Company. Because yet again, COVID and seed shortages, I have bought a couple, because my seeds are late, bought a couple from Canadian Tire. So I have a Mackenzie seed brand. I think I had some Burpee stuff, but I also have leftover seeds from previous years of stuff I didn't get to plant. So we'll be trying out a lot of stuff this year. We're just going to look at what I have started currently. So typically 2 things that I've start in March are peppers and tomatoes, because they take a long time to get to maturity, so harvest is not till like mid or late summer if you're lucky. I also start some cold crops, which I'm hoping, and this is an experiment for this year, to harvest them indoors before it's even really warm enough outside to plant them. So I have a baby lettuce leaf blend, seaside spinach, which I haven't grown spinach before, so we'll see how that goes. And I haven't grown kale either. This one is called Red and White Russian. So we'll have a nice leafy greens mix. And then I have a pack of, this is called Cherry Mix F1, which is, F1 refers to the genetic pool, so it's the first generation since it's been bred. And this one has yellow, orange, and red cherry tomatoes. My favorite kind of tomato. I don't like the big juicy ones. And then I have 2 kinds of peppers that I'm growing. One is, it's called a bell color mix. It has 5 colors of bell peppers, sweet bell peppers. And then I have this leftover hot pepper pack that I've had for way too long, so if it turns into anything, I'll be very surprised. And lastly, just for fun, I'm growing some black hollyhock to see how that turns out. I'm also planning on growing sunflowers later, so I figured they'd be an interesting combo in our front garden. So once you have your crop selected that you would like to grow, it's probably a good idea to also make a planting harvest chart. There's a lot of resources online. Almanac, you could just type in seed start, calendar. There's a whole variety of planners. I can add some to the description. This one I made myself on Excel. It has, like, at the top the months, and the left descending column is the crop I'm growing, and then in the inside it just kind of shows what date roughly I'm indoor, direct sowing, harvest, transplanting, when is frost. So on the Almanac website, they list both frost and moon dates, so you can plant by the moon. Is a thing people have done for a very long time. On this sheet, I have listed what the last hard frost and I've listed what the last hard frost is for 2021 and what the first hard frost is for this season. It's saying I could plant outside in May, which might be a little too early. And it's saying my last possible hard frost would be November. Dogs are barking outside. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's a little much. So it's saying I could get away with planting all the way until November, which is probably not true. Not in Canada. There will be snow on the ground at that point. So the very cold hardy crops will be able to survive. Maybe they have to be in a cold frame, some type of protection, but it's not like the most accurate thing. So I found, based on the Almanac website, that the moon dates actually seemed more reasonable than the frost dates to plant by. So on my chart I use all of the moon dates, but I just have frost listed so I could like gauge what it thinks this year will look like. It's saying I could have planted peppers in February, which I missed that because I didn't have seeds, so I've done some stuff for March. I haven't done it all yet because a lot of my stuff is not here. But I went and bought seeds, then I knew I had to start now or I would be missing out on harvest for a longer period of time. So once you have this, which will keep you organized, know even when to do, you can put in succession planting. So if you're doing short, quick harvest crops like lettuce, you can keep planting it, so that you have it, once one crop is done being harvested, you already have another one there growing, so that it's like every 2 weeks you get a good harvest, or whatever intervals you'd like. Okay, once you have that, you're going to need supplies to plant. You can buy all brand new stuff. It will cost you, but it's up to you. It means it's sterile, which is important for growing. I try to use a lot of recycled, repurposed items. For instance, save your egg cartons. They are biodegradable plant cells, essentially. I used these for like what I would actually plant into the ground after they've seeded. This I can use as a seed tray. So I use both parts of the egg carton. I also use either a plastic bag, a chicken roast container, or I own one from many years ago. These Jiffy, and you can get probably other brands, but they're marketed as mini greenhouses for growing your seeds. This is what my leafy greens are currently growing in, and they've already all sprouted. I'll show you in a minute. So yeah, I like to repurpose a lot. If you're using the Jiffy container, they are designed to hold the Jiffy pellets. So I have this current year, I bought some more pellets to fill it with. I just buy, and I have a bag of Miracle-Gro mix. I don't buy seed starting mix. You can and probably should, just because it's designed to have a smaller particle base, whereas potting soil contains a lot more larger material, which can be not always conducive to starting seeds, but I haven't had any real issue, and I'm doing small amount of crops, so it doesn't seem very financially necessary to me to buy two kinds of soil. It grows in potting soil, and then I just transplant it into potting soil. You can pick the biggest pieces out as you're seeding, so keep that in mind. It's up to you, but I also, Jiffy offers their refill pellets. So you can just buy a box, re-wet it when you go to plant, make sure it's fully wet. When I filmed me seeding my peppers and tomatoes, they weren't fully hydrated, so I had to stop. I was about to plant in them and I had to add more water. So yeah, those are the basic things you need. I have a shoe rack set up for my grow station. Use whatever you want, a shelf, a windowsill, wherever you've got space and light. If you have any window other than a north-facing window will probably work for starting seeds. Good amount of sunlight. I have a grow light set up for mine. It's not a fancy one. It's not even like a colored light. It just seems like it's a standard light bulb, but it seems to make them grow. I do also have a far red light, but not currently set up. Other than that, so lighting, material, soil to grow in, seeds that you need. Another thing you might need is a way to water, because they are seeds and they are fragile because they are trying to establish their radicles. Even before that, before they fully germinate, you don't want to be top watering with a big watering can, because you'll just disturb them and move them, and they'll end up floating if they're not buried deep enough. And it's just easier to give them a little mist to keep them down. And this is pretty good until they're a decent size and they have at least their first set, if not second set of true leaves. I'll show you my Jiffy with my greens. So I also use the mister to mist the top of any container, even the bags. I mist the inside of the bags to create a humid, kind of moist environment to help germinate the seeds. As they get bigger and start transpiring, I do remove or set it off center so that some fresh air can get in, or else you get mold. That's not good. But this is my greens for the year so far. Lettuce, spinach, and kale. They all have cotyledons, no true leaves yet. They're only day 5 since I've planted them. Probably in the next week or so I'll probably have to transplant them, and I have some grow bags that I'm going to try out this year. So yeah, so that's the basics of starting. I can do a little with these. If you don't have a container big enough, they are nice and essentially modular. So I cut mine. For a chicken roaster, you can fit about 6 in there. You could probably fit more if you put some along the sides, but you just cut this in half, fill it with soilless, and put your seeds in. Yeah, so that's the basics. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and happy planting.